So we just got a sequel to a movie that I frankly thought didn't need a sequel. And when I saw the trailer, I was like, okay, great, another cash grab that's gonna lose money at the box office. Well, everybody, Greenland 2 Migration just came out, the sequel to 2020's Greenland. So is it as bad as I was thinking? You're about to find out. So for the most part, I usually enjoy post-apocalyptic dystopia thriller type movies because they're a big CGI fest, they're fun, you don't take them too seriously. I mean, 2012, Independence Day, kind of. It's more alien invasion, I guess, but The Day After Tomorrow, which actually I think is pretty quality and you can take more seriously. So I was like, all right, I enjoyed Greenland enough. I'll give this one a shot. So Greenland 2 Migration follows the aftermath of Comet Clark hitting the Earth and basically wiping out almost all of civilization and the world. In the first film, we see our family, which has Gerard Butler, Marina Baccarin, and their son, who now is played by Roman Davis. But we see them make it to this underground bunker that the USA has in Greenland. And yes, you guys made it. You're free. And now we have the second movie, set years later. And as Gerard Butler's character says, they say this is the new normal, but it doesn't feel normal. I see what you guys did. The coronavirus, play on that. Yeah, I see what you did. But quickly we find out that they didn't make it and that they must leave the bunker and migrate, hence the name, to hopefully make it again. So is this movie necessary? Well, before we answer that, let's dive into the strengths of the movie. First of all was the cast. The three leads killed it in this movie. The acting didn't feel cheesy, it felt authentic. Unlike some of the CGI-infested dystopian films, there wasn't a lot of stupid jokes. It was intense, it was suspenseful, and these characters sold it well that, hey, these are realistic reactions to what's going on. In fact, the whole movie felt pretty authentic. I mean, obviously it's crazier than I think it would be in real life in this short amount of time. I mean, the things that happen to this family one after another, I'm like, they are very unlucky every time, and things really screw up in the worst possible way every time. But authentic as in, I do believe these things would happen, but probably to different people or maybe to this family over the span of years or a long time. But this is a movie, and in 90 minutes, they definitely make you feel all these things, and they keep the pacing going strong. All right, I'll just admit it. I loved this movie, and I was not expecting to. The plot was good, it made sense for what they were going for, and this didn't feel like a sellout movie or a cash grab, unlike other movies that we know of. Yeah? We all know what I'm talking about. Sad, really. They also paid a lot of attention to detail. I was surprised how good the sets were, and at one point, I guess this is a minor spoiler, but not really anything that gives anything away, just something I liked on a set. Remove yourself from the video if you don't want to hear it. But they're driving through this area that used to be ocean that they said is dried up because the landscape moved. And there's a giant skeleton of what I only could think is a blue whale just in the background. And I thought that was great. There's multiple moments like that. This movie just also made me think, and I like when I think. But I was like, would the human race actually survive? I mean, there's radiation issues, there's war, there's evil people. If this was to happen, do I believe the human race could survive and move forward? And honestly, at first I was like, yeah, there's enough people to start having babies. But to have babies, you need to find someone you love, you need to feel safe, and you need to somehow keep that baby alive. And I don't know if we'd really make it. I don't think it'd be easy to find love, start a family, and have all the food and things you need for a baby. It also made me think, would a natural disaster like this just bring everyone together? And people always say disaster brings people together, but I would say it brings out the best in some people and brings out the worst in a lot of people. And this movie showed that. And then, I know I talked about the cast, but Gerard Butler was just a standout. He really is what held this film together in a big way. I mean, his performance was so good. I literally left the movie the same way I felt leaving the Superman movie, thinking, I want to be a better person, I need to be a better person. If Gerard Butler can take care of his family at the end of the world, do everything he can to keep them alive, sacrifice so many things, I can at least be better than I am today. But all movies have their weaknesses, though I'll admit, although this wasn't my favorite movie I've ever seen, I think it was what it was supposed to be, and I couldn't really think of many weaknesses. So I went to Google to see what the professional critics are saying. Please note. And it said, it's unoriginal, as many other movies have followed this story, weak side characters, and the pacing was very quick and had unrealistic amounts of action. Well, critics in Google, there's not a lot of original ideas nowadays. Anything that's a dystopian movie isn't technically original. And side characters are side characters. I didn't need to know everything about them. And as for the rushed story and unrealistic amounts of action, I was there to be entertained. And in 90 minutes, they did just that. So as for me, I don't really have any complaints at the moment. What did you guys think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think it's odd I'm doing my review in a bathroom? All things I'd like to hear below in the comments. Thank you.